Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Friday, April 19th, 2024. This is my pre-market report. And, well, how many of you are surprised at all about what happened last night? Of course, after market hours. So, in case you're just waking up here, apparently Israel did carry out a military strike against Iranian targets or target. However this played out was kind of interesting. So all of a sudden, stock futures nosedived and crude oil shot up over 3%. Well, as time went on, as the market got to digest what happened, everything kind of turned around. Again, I'm laughing, but it's just so what they do as to not upset the market here. You generally will not see an attack of like this during market hours, not to upset the market. You know how this works. Weekends, we'll see what happens over this weekend now. Okay. But again, the market got time to readjust before the open. Trading doesn't start now for about another 45 minutes. Stock futures have recovered almost completely. For the major averages, we're about flat. Crude oil actually, after shooting up over 3%, is not actually negative right now. The 10-year yield, nothing. Pretty much flat from yesterday. Still, risk in this market is pretty freaking horrible right now. And you got the dollar lower. So again, just like the big show, this sequel here, definitely not so impressive. And that should scare you a lot here because, again, the goal is to eventually have something so big that it pushes cash into the perceived safety of debt. You understand? Very simple, very straightforward. This is exactly what we're going to see here moving forward, unfortunately. And who knows? Could it be something over the weekend? I wouldn't be surprised. As you know, I just said, these things happen after market hours generally, on weekends, and we'll see. Market just kind of shrugging it off right now. But this is just the beginning here. We're going to see things soon that are going to be just mind-blowing. Again, to foster fear. And fear is a very powerful thing. And I'm going to tell you something else real quick. There's all this back and forth talk with regard as to what the Fed is going to do. As a matter of fact, it's all one-sided. Right now, you got Fed president after Fed president after Fed freaking president being paraded out. Oh no, rate cuts, they're not going to come. They're not going to come for a while. This tells me the polar opposite is more than likely going to happen. So we have a long while until June, which is when I said specifically that I believe the Fed was going to start cutting rates. Then we're starting to hear about July, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Now, the Fed, in my opinion, and we talked about this already, they're going to use this as an excuse to cut rates. Oh, we have to do this now. Oh, we have, That's what central banks want to do. It's their sole power, and you all know that. Their ability to inflate, period. There's no other thing that gives a central bank power than their ability to inflate, their ability to issue debt, their ability to create slaves to their system for which they're manipulating, again, to bring about a particular end. And that is a completely new system. And that new system is going to be one of maximum control. You know that. They're going to bring people to their knees. They want people to beg for it. Again, are we really supposed to trust that these same institutions here, I guess our loving, caring representatives believe that these same institutions that have brought the world to where we are now, again, who's responsible? Tell Greg Mannarino one more time. Who's responsible for the economy? Who's responsible for the financial markets, for the entire financial system? Well, it's central banks. In this case, if you live here in the United States, it's the Federal Reserve. No accountability at all, zero. Just like the Inflation Reduction Act, they spent $369 billion that we don't have. They created out of nothing and told us this was going to lower inflation, which it hasn't done. And again, where's the accountability? Why are people not taking to the streets? Because they don't know any better. And again, they're so used to being duped and lied to. It's just like second nature to them. It's an incredible thing. But we haven't seen anything yet. With regard to what Congress is trying to do right now, push push this $95 billion foreign aid war package through for Israel, for Ukraine, for Taiwan. Well, it's going to happen. And they're, again, going to use last night's excuse and, of course, the big show as to sell this to the American people. But they're not impressed. American people not impressed. People are frankly sick of what they're seeing. People know what's going on. I think for the most part, they realize it. At least I hope they do. This is a freak show. Anyway, let's talk about, just real quick, market isn't doing nothing. Everything's pretty flat across the board. Again, no one is surprised by what they're seeing here, but just wait. Wait till what's going to happen. I'll tell you something. Every single Friday, or when we move into a weekend, I just wonder what they're going to do, because more than likely, that's when it's going to happen. People, look, we already have the high ground, you and me. We know, again, who our enemy is. We know what our enemy wants. Do you believe for a second, here's the question of this video, okay? Do you believe that what you're seeing right now is going to get any better anytime soon? Or do you believe, and I really want to hear from you on this, or do you know that this is going to get much worse? Global debt is set to skyrocket much, much higher here. Currency devaluation, much, much worse. Much higher inflation. They're going to blame it on the war. They're setting it up. I really believe that, again, what they're going to do, again, they're going to do things that we can't believe, we can't dream about, think about, or even having a nightmare over. But what they need to do is create a situation here, and of course it'll be a false flag, more than likely in a big city here in the United States, which is going to get people up in arms, just like they did during 9/11, Pearl Harbor, whatever it is. The people start waving their flags, and they become very patriotic, and then we support anything that our loving, caring lawmakers want to do. They want a blank check to spend into oblivion and then some, because see, all representatives know what's going on here. They think you don't know. They don't work for you. They work for the central banks, and their job is to sell you a fairy tale as to allow them to continue to spend and spend and spend even more. And what does this do? It weakens us all. Okay, this is sucked right out of us. And of course, it empowers the Federal Reserve, bringing them right to the head of that truncated pyramid that you see on the back of your dollar bill. You don't believe it's there? Go look at it. Yeah, it's there. So, they're laughing at us. They're laughing at us. They're setting this up. It is a setup. You all know that. But what does that mean for you? You're going to sit back and suck your thumb somewhere? No, you're going to take action. What do I tell you all the time? This is a channel for people of action. If we realize, again, war, the propagation of war is the business of government right now, but government being the central banks, okay? They have to inflate. They want to inflate. They want to fulfill their end game to become the lenders and buyers of last resort. You know this. I've been telling you this for 10 freaking years. If we know that's going to happen, we have to prepare for it. If we know that debt is going to expand on a scale that we can't even believe, and then some, we need to take action now. That means betting against the debt, becoming your own central bank, holding hard assets, physical silver, my favorite asset of all time, gold, my second, platinum, palladium, right up there as well here. Yes, own some cryptocurrency, including Bitcoin, which is over 65,000 right now. And people, I'm going to tell you, I said it yesterday. If you can understand, those of you who have the ability to understand, if you look at the market cap, the entire market capitalization of cryptocurrency right now, you can see how vastly under-owned this is. And the potential for explosive growth is there. So again, how could it hurt to just have a little bit of this in your portfolio? It can't hurt you. You want to stay in the dollar? Great. You do that. See how this works out for you. Yeah, we've been seeing the dollar get pretty strong on a relative strength basis. Relative, that is compared to other currencies. But central banks are in a race to the bottom. People have been telling you this for 10 years. They're sucking the purchasing power out of the currency. This is what they're doing. It's deliberate. Don't think of it. Anything you're seeing, anything, including what happened last night and the big show, is just a comedy of errors. This is deliberate. And if you think that they're done here, then you're done. I'm trying to tell you right now, you must take action. Understand what you're seeing. And I know, for the most part, those of you that follow this blog, you're laughing. You're laughing at this because we call this stuff before it happens. We see how the market reacts, and we know what's coming next. It's not enough. They got to create mass panic, mass fear drive cash into the perceived safety of debt. Have the market itself push rates down, keeping that doorway open for cash to make its way into the stock market. We are in a presidential selection cycle, people. Once you understand that and everything else that's going on, this will all be clear to you. Until you get it, you're going to be lost. All right, people, look, I'm going to end this video right now. I'm getting kind of really uppity here. Freaking heart's pounding. But anyway, look, we got this, all right? We got each other's backs always. We take care of each other always. With that said, I will see all of you later, 4:05 p.m. Eastern for my live stream. Until that time, people, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we got this.